Hello everyone, and welcome to Super English Talks. I'm so happy you're here with me today. This is your daily English listening practice. Today, we are going to listen, learn, and speak together in English. You don't need to worry about difficult grammar. You don't need to be perfect. Just listen carefully, relax, and enjoy the sound of English. The more you listen, the more you understand. The more you speak, the more confident you become. Let's start slowly. Take a deep breath. Relax your mind. And listen to my voice. Every day, we use English in many ways. We speak to friends. We listen to people. We read messages. We write emails. And sometimes, we even think in English. When we listen more, we learn more. When we speak more, we remember more. So today, I will tell you some small stories. Each story will help you hear natural English. The words are simple, but the ideas are deep. Listen carefully and repeat after me if you like. Let's begin. One morning, I woke up early. The sun was shining softly through my window. The air was cool and fresh. I got out of bed, stretched my arms, and smiled. It was a new day, a new chance to learn something good. I went to the kitchen and made a cup of tea. As I poured the hot water, I could hear the sound soft and peaceful. The smell of tea filled the air. I sat by the window and looked outside. Birds were flying in the sky. People were walking to work. A child was riding a small red bicycle. Everything looked calm and beautiful. As I drank my tea, I thought about my English journey. I remembered the time when I first started learning. At that time, I couldn't understand much. When people spoke fast, I felt lost. I tried to listen, but the words sounded too quick. Sometimes I wanted to give up. But I didn't stop. I told myself, it's okay. Learning takes time. So I listened every day, short podcasts, small stories, simple videos. And slowly, my ears started to understand more. My mind began to connect the words. My mouth started to copy the sounds. And one day, I realized I was understanding real English. Maybe you feel the same way. Maybe English feels fast or difficult sometimes. But don't worry. You are doing great. You are here, listening, learning, and growing. Step by step, you are becoming better. Now, let's listen to another small story. It's about a woman named Sarah. Sarah works in a small office in the city. Every morning, she takes the bus to work. The bus is always a little crowded, but she doesn't mind. She listens to English podcasts on her phone while she rides. She likes listening to people talk about life, travel, and new ideas. One day, she met a new friend on the bus. His name was Tom. Tom was also learning English. They started talking every morning. At first, their conversations were short. Hi, how are you? I'm good, how are you? Nice weather today. But slowly, they spoke more and more. They shared stories about work, food, and family. Sometimes, they helped each other with English words. If Tom didn't know a word, Sarah tried to explain it. If Sarah forgot something, Tom helped her remember. They learned together, and they became good friends. One morning, the bus was very quiet. People were sleepy. Sarah looked outside the window and said, I like mornings like this. The city is calm. Tom smiled and said, yes. It feels peaceful before the day begins. Then Sarah asked, do you ever feel nervous when speaking English at work? Tom laughed and said, all the time. But I try anyway. I think mistakes help me grow. Sarah nodded and said, yes, me too. Mistakes are not bad. They are part of learning. That's true, isn't it? Mistakes are not something to fear. They are teachers. When we make a mistake, we learn something new. So next time you speak English, don't worry if you make mistakes. Smile and keep speaking. Every word you say makes you stronger. Let's practice a few sentences together. You can repeat after me if you like. I'll say them slowly. I am learning English every day. I am not afraid to make mistakes. My English is getting better and better. I can understand more when I listen carefully. I can speak more when I practice often. Good job. If you said those sentences, you just practice speaking and listening together. That's how you improve, little by little, every day. Now let's talk about something else, the power of habits. Habits are small things we do again and again. They may seem small, but they change our life. When you listen to English every day, even for 10 minutes, your brain starts to grow stronger in English. When you speak, even just a few words, your confidence grows. You don't need to study for hours. You just need to be consistent. Listen, speak, and enjoy the process. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning. You make your breakfast. While eating, you play a short English audio, maybe from this channel, Super English Talks. You listen while you eat. You don't need to understand every single word. Just relax and listen. Later, when you go for a walk, you listen again. You hear familiar words and new ones too. At night, before sleeping, you listen one more time. Your ears get used to the rhythm, the sounds, and the feeling of English. After a few weeks, you start to notice a change. You understand more without trying too hard. You can speak more easily. You feel more natural. That's how your English grows, slowly, naturally, and beautifully. Now, I'll tell you another short story about a man named David. David loved to travel. He wanted to see the world. But there was one problem: he didn't speak English very well. He felt shy to talk to people when he traveled. So he decided to learn. Every evening after work, he listened to English stories. Sometimes he repeated words aloud. Sometimes he wrote small notes. At first, it was difficult. He couldn't understand fast conversations. But he kept going. After a few months, something amazing happened. He traveled to another country, and he could speak with locals. He asked for directions. He ordered food in restaurants. He even made new friends. He felt proud of himself. He realized that learning English opened many doors for him. That's why we learn English. It helps us connect with people. It helps us understand the world better. It gives us new opportunities. And most of all, it helps us grow as human beings. Now, let's talk a bit about listening skills. Listening is not just about hearing words. It's about understanding meaning, tone, and feeling. When you listen carefully, you can feel the emotion in someone's voice. You can hear if they are happy, sad, or excited. So, when you listen to English, don't just hear the words, feel them. Try to understand what the person is really saying. This helps you become a better listener and a better speaker. You can practice this every day. For example, when you watch a movie in English, don't worry too much about subtitles. Listen to the voices. Pay attention to how people say things, their rhythm, their tone, their emotion. When someone says, "Thank you," listen to the feeling. When someone says, "I'm tired," listen to how the voice changes. When you do this often, your listening becomes more powerful. You will understand people not just with your ears, but also with your heart. Now let's take a small pause. Take a deep breath. You're doing great. You've been listening and practicing for a while now. You're training your brain to think in English. Let's do a small reflection together. Ask yourself these questions. Why do I want to learn English? What makes me happy when I speak English? How do I feel when I understand something new? These questions help you remember your why. Your reason to learn is your power. It will keep you going when things feel hard. For me, I love English because it connects me with people from all around the world. I can talk to someone from Japan, from Brazil, from India, from France, all in the same language. Isn't that amazing? English gives us a bridge, a way to understand each other. And when we understand each other, the world becomes a kinder place. So remember this. English is not just about grammar or tests. It's about communication, connection, and growth. It's about sharing ideas and stories. It's about opening your mind and heart to the world. Sometimes, people think that learning English means studying hard every day with books and big words. But real learning happens when you use English in small, natural ways. It happens when you listen to songs, when you talk to a friend, when you describe your day out loud. It happens when you watch something in English and try to understand the main idea. It happens when you hear new words and guess their meaning. You see, your brain learns best when it is relaxed. When you are not afraid, you remember more. So don't pressure yourself. Be kind to yourself. Let learning be fun and light. Let's talk about small moments of English in daily life. Imagine you are walking to the store. You look around and think in English. You say to yourself, "The sky is blue today. The weather feels nice. I can hear cars on the road." This is very simple, but very powerful. Because when you speak English in your head, your mind begins to think in English naturally. Now imagine you are cooking. You can say in English, "I am cutting the vegetables. I am adding salt. I am making soup." These small sentences help you stay close to English. They make your brain comfortable with the language. You can do this anywhere, when you walk, when you drive, when you clean your room. Just describe what you see or what you do. You don't need to speak loudly. You can whisper or think quietly. This is a simple but wonderful practice. Let's do it together right now. I'll say some simple actions, and you can repeat after me. I am sitting. I am listening. I am learning English. I am feeling calm. I am smiling. I am doing my best. Very good. You see, these small sentences help your brain connect English with daily life. This is how you build natural fluency. Now, let's listen to another small story. This one is about a young girl named Anna. Anna loved to draw pictures. She spent hours drawing flowers, animals, and people. She wanted to become an artist one day. But Anna also wanted to learn English. She thought it would help her connect with artists from other countries. So every evening after school, she listened to short English stories while she drew. At first, she didn't understand every word. But she didn't stop. She kept listening. She focused on the rhythm and the feeling of the voice. After some time, she noticed something special. Her mind began to recognize patterns. She could understand the main ideas. And she started to use English words in her own thoughts. She even began writing small captions in English under her drawings. One day, she joined an online art group. People from many countries were there, speaking, sharing, and learning. At first, Anna felt shy to speak. She made mistakes. She forgot words. But everyone was kind. They encouraged her to try again. Slowly, she started to share her art in English. She described her drawings. She told stories about what inspired her. And something beautiful happened. People understood her. They liked her art. They wrote kind comments. Anna felt proud and happy. She realized that learning English helped her share her creativity with the world. You see, English can open doors in so many ways. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you want to study. Maybe you want to meet new people. Maybe you just want to understand movies and songs. Whatever your reason is, English can help you reach it. Now let's talk about a simple way to listen better. When you listen to someone in English, try not to translate everything into your own language. That's a common mistake many learners make. They hear a word and immediately, their brain tries to find the translation. But that slows you down. Instead, try to understand the meaning through context, through the situation, the tone, the feeling. For example, if someone says, "I'm running late," you might not know the word late at first. But if you hear it in a situation where the person is in a hurry, you can guess it means they don't have enough time. That's how children learn languages, by listening and guessing. You can do the same. Let's try a small exercise. I'll say a few short sentences. You just listen and try to feel the meaning, not translate word by word. It's a beautiful day outside. I forgot my umbrella and now it's raining. I'm so hungry, I could eat a whole pizza. I can't find my phone anywhere. I love listening to music when I walk. Good job. Even if you didn't understand every word, you probably understood the feeling of each sentence. That's the real skill of listening, understanding the message, not just the words. Now, let's talk about confidence. Confidence is something you build with practice. No one is born confident. We all start small, we all make mistakes, and we all grow with time. If you feel shy when speaking English, that's okay. It's completely normal. Everyone feels that way at some point. The secret is to keep speaking anyway. When you speak, don't focus on being perfect. Focus on sharing your idea. If people understand you, then you succeeded. Perfection will come later. Right now, what matters most is communication. Try this. Next time you meet someone who speaks English, smile and say something simple, maybe, "Hi, how are you today?" Or, if you're online, write a small comment in English under a post you like. These small actions make a big difference. They help you use English in real life. Let's talk a bit about listening and speaking together. They're like two friends. They help each other grow. When you listen more, your speaking improves. When you speak more, your listening gets sharper. They work together. So, to practice speaking, you can shadow. That means listen and repeat at the same time. For example, you can play this video and repeat after me, sentence by sentence. You don't need to be fast. You can pause the video, listen carefully, and repeat slowly. This helps you improve your pronunciation and rhythm. Let's try it now. I will say a few sentences. You can repeat after me. English is fun to learn. I enjoy listening to new words. My pronunciation is getting better. I can understand more every day. I feel confident when I speak. Very good. When you speak out loud, you make your mouth and tongue move in new ways. That's how you train your muscles to speak naturally. It's like learning to dance. The more you move, the better you become. Now, let's imagine something nice together. Imagine yourself 1 year from now. You are sitting in a cafe in another country. You order your favorite drink in English. You talk to a new friend. You laugh, you share stories, you feel free. You understand what people say easily. You answer without thinking too much. You feel proud and happy because you worked for this moment. You practiced every day. You listened, spoke, and believed in yourself. That future is possible for you. It starts with small steps, just like today. Let's talk a bit about how to make English a part of your daily routine. Choose one small moment every day to listen. It can be in the morning while you get ready or at night before bed. You can listen to stories like this, short news, or slow conversations. The key is not the amount of time, it's the habit. 5 minutes every day is better than 1 hour once a week. You can also mix listening with fun. If you like cooking, watch a cooking video in English. If you like travel, watch travel vlogs. If you like music, listen to English songs and read the lyrics. Connect English with what you love. When learning is fun, you never get tired. Remember, English is not something separate from your life. It can be part of your daily joy. When you hear new words, don't be afraid. Just smile and think, I learned something new today. Your brain will remember it better when you feel happy and relaxed. In this part, let's talk more about real-life English, the kind of English you hear when people talk naturally. We'll also talk about emotions, expressions, and small ways to sound more natural when you speak. First, let's remember something important. When people speak English, they don't always speak like a textbook. They speak quickly, they use short forms, and sometimes they mix words together. For example, instead of saying, I am going to, they say, I'm gonna. Instead of, do you want to, they say, do you wanna. These are called contractions or natural speech patterns. At first, they can sound difficult to understand, but the more you listen, the easier it becomes. Let's try listening slowly. I am going to eat. I'm gonna eat. Do you want to come? Do you want to come? Can you hear the difference? The meaning is the same, the rhythm just changes. When you listen to native speakers, try to focus on the sound and the feeling, not on every single word. Your ears will get used to it. With time, you'll understand more and more. Now let's talk about daily conversations. In English, small talk is very common. Small talk means short, friendly conversations about simple topics, like the weather, hobbies, or your day. It helps people feel comfortable and connected. For example, when you meet someone, you might say, "Hi, how's your day going?" They might answer, "Pretty good, thanks. How about you?" Then you can say something like, "Not bad, just a little busy today." That's small talk, easy, friendly, natural. Let's practice a few short dialogues. I'll say both sides so you can listen to the rhythm. "Hi, how are you?" "I'm good, thanks. How are you?" "I'm great, thanks for asking." Another one. "Hey, what are you up to today?" "Oh, not much, just relaxing at home." Sounds nice. Enjoy your day. These little exchanges might seem simple, but they are very helpful. They help you build confidence when speaking English with others. And they make conversations feel warm and friendly. Now let's talk about feelings and emotions. In English, we use many words to describe how we feel. Some are strong, some are soft. Let's listen to a few examples. I feel happy. I feel sad. I feel tired. I feel excited. I feel relaxed. I feel nervous. These are simple but important words. When you talk about your feelings, your English becomes more real. You can also use short expressions like, "That's amazing. That's so funny. I can't believe it. Wow, really? Oh no, that's terrible." These small reactions make your speech more natural and emotional. They help people understand your feeling, not just your words. Now, let's use these feelings in a short story. Last week, I met my friend Emma for lunch. We went to a small cafe near the park. It was sunny, and the air smelled like flowers. When I saw Emma, she was smiling from ear to ear. She looked very happy. I said, "Wow, you look so happy today. What's going on?" She said, "Guess what? I got a new job." I said, "That's amazing. Congratulations." She laughed and said, "Thank you. I'm so excited. It's a job I always wanted." I felt so happy for her. We talked for hours about her plans, her dreams, and the new people she would meet. When I went home that day, I was smiling too. Her happiness made me happy. That's how emotions connect us. And when you use emotional words in English, your speaking becomes more alive and expressive. Let's repeat some emotional sentences together. I'll say them slowly. I'm so happy today. I'm a little tired, but I feel okay. I'm excited about the weekend. I'm nervous, but I will do my best. I'm grateful for this moment. Excellent. Remember, English is not just about words, it's about feeling and connection. Now, let's talk about listening in real life. When you listen to people, try to notice their tone of voice. Are they speaking fast or slow? Are they happy or serious? Do they sound excited or sad? These small details help you understand meaning even when you don't know every word. For example, if someone says, "I can't wait to go on vacation," you can hear the excitement in their voice. If someone says, "I had a really long day," you can hear they are tired. Tone gives you clues. Listening is not only about ears, it's also about your heart. Let's try something together. I'll say the same sentence in two different tones. Listen carefully and try to guess the feeling. Sentence 1, "Oh, that's great." Sentence 2, "Oh, that's great." Can you feel the difference? The first one sounds happy, the second one sounds disappointed. Same words, different feelings. That's why tone is so important in English. Now let's talk about understanding fast English. Many learners feel scared when they hear people speak quickly. It's normal. But remember, you don't need to understand every word. Focus on the key words. Usually, every sentence has a few important words that give you the main idea. For example, listen to this. I missed the bus this morning, so I had to walk all the way to work. If you only catch missed, bus, walk, and work, you can still understand what happened. You don't need to hear every single word. Your brain will fill in the rest. Try this next time you listen to English. Focus on the key words, not everything. It will help you understand faster and feel less stressed. Now let's talk about practicing English with others. If you have a friend who is also learning, try to speak together. You can choose a small topic every day, for example, what did you do today? Or what do you like to eat? Don't worry about grammar. Just focus on talking and listening. The more you use English, the more natural it becomes. And if you don't have someone to practice with, don't worry. You can talk to yourself. Yes, it may sound funny, but it really helps. You can describe your day, your thoughts, or your plans in English. You can ask yourself questions and answer them. For example, what am I going to do today? I'm going to the market. What will I buy? I'll buy some apples and milk. See? You're practicing speaking and thinking in English at the same time. Now let's talk about patience. Learning English takes time. Some days you'll feel great, and other days you might feel stuck. That's okay. Every learner feels that way. The important thing is not to stop. Even if you learn just one small thing each day, you are still moving forward. Every small step counts. Let's do a small reflection exercise. Close your eyes for a moment, if you can. Think about how much English you already understand now compared to a year ago. Think about how many new words you know. Think about how much better your listening has become. Be proud of that progress. You did that. You worked for it. And you will keep growing. Now, before we finish this part, let's review some helpful sentences you can use every day. These are simple but powerful. How are you today? I'm doing well, thank you. What are you doing later? I'm just relaxing at home. That sounds nice. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Take care. These small sentences are part of daily English life. They help you sound friendly and natural. You can use them anywhere at work, school, online, or while traveling. Stories are powerful. They help you remember new words without trying too hard. They help you feel emotions and understand meaning deeply. When you listen to a story, your brain connects the words with pictures, feelings, and memories. That's why storytelling is one of the best ways to learn any language. Let's start with a simple story. It's about a boy named Leo. Leo lived in a small town by the sea. Every morning, he went for a walk near the beach. He liked to watch the waves and listen to the sound of the water. The sea made him feel peaceful and strong. One morning, he saw an old man sitting on a bench, looking at the ocean. The man had white hair and kind eyes. Leo sat next to him and said, "Good morning, sir." The man smiled and said, "Good morning, young man. You like the sea, don't you?" Leo nodded. "Yes, very much. I come here every day. It helps me think." The old man laughed softly. "Me too. I've been coming here since I was your age." Leo looked surprised. "Really? What do you think about when you come here?" The man looked at the waves and said, "I think about life. The sea teaches me something every day. Sometimes it's calm, sometimes it's wild. But it always keeps moving forward. That's how life is too." Leo listened quietly. He thought about what the old man said. After a few minutes, he smiled and said, "That's true. Even when life is hard, we should keep moving, right?" The man nodded. "Exactly. Just like the sea, we keep going." From that day, Leo remembered the old man's words. Whenever he felt sad or tired, he thought about the sea and told himself, "Keep moving forward." And that small thought gave him strength. That story is simple, but full of meaning. Sometimes, the best lessons in life come from quiet moments. And the more you listen to stories like this, the more you understand English in a natural, emotional way. Now, let's practice speaking a bit. You can repeat some sentences after me. Say them slowly and clearly. I can keep moving forward. I am learning something new every day. I can understand more and more English. I am proud of my progress. I am doing my best. Good job. Those small sentences help your confidence grow. Every time you speak, even a few words, your English becomes stronger. Now let's talk about rhythm. English has a rhythm, like music. It goes up and down, fast and slow. When you listen to people speak, you can feel this rhythm. For example, how are you today? The voice goes up and down like a small wave. If you listen carefully, you can feel the natural flow. Try to copy this rhythm when you speak. Don't worry about sounding perfect, just feel the movement. It will make your English sound smoother and more natural. Let's try a small rhythm practice together. Listen and repeat with feeling. Good morning, how are you today? I'm fine, thank you, and you? It's such a beautiful day outside. I'm happy to be here with you. See how it flows softly? That's the rhythm of spoken English, calm, friendly, musical. Now, let's talk about motivation. Sometimes when we learn something for a long time, we feel tired or bored. That's normal. Everyone feels that way. But when that happens, remember why you started. Remember what English means to you. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you want to study abroad. Maybe you want to understand people from other countries. Maybe you just love learning something new. Your reason is your power. Whenever you feel like giving up, think of your reason. It will give you energy to keep going. Let me tell you another small story about motivation. There was a woman named Clara. She wanted to learn English for many years, but she was always busy. She worked all day and came home tired. Every time she tried to study, she said to herself, "I'll start tomorrow." But tomorrow never came. One day, she met her friend Maria, who spoke English very well. Maria told her, "I listen to English every day, even when I cook or clean. I don't study for long, just 10 minutes a day." Clara was surprised. "Really? Only 10 minutes?" Maria nodded. "Yes. It's not about time, it's about habit." So Clara decided to try. She started listening to English stories while she washed dishes, while she walked to work, and before going to sleep. At first, she didn't understand much. But after 1 month, she noticed a change. Words started to sound familiar. She could catch the main ideas. After 3 months, she felt confident enough to speak. She even joined a small English club at her library. Slowly, her English became better, and she felt proud. Clara learned something important. Small steps make big changes. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going. Maybe you're a little like Clara. Maybe you sometimes feel too busy or tired. But remember, even 5 minutes of listening every day helps. It keeps your brain active. It keeps your English alive. Now, let's do a little positive practice. I'll say some affirmations, simple, powerful sentences. You can repeat them after me if you like. They will help you feel calm and confident. I am learning English step by step. Every day I understand more. My listening skills are growing stronger. I can speak clearly and confidently. I enjoy learning English. I am patient with myself. I believe in my progress. That's beautiful. Positive thinking helps your learning become smoother and happier. When you say good things to yourself, your brain becomes more open to learning. Now, let's talk about using English in real life. English is not just something you learn, it's something you use. Try to bring it into your world. For example, change your phone language to English. Read short articles or watch short videos. When you buy something online, try reading the English version. When you see signs in English, try to understand them. Every small thing adds up. You can also write a short diary in English. It doesn't have to be long. Just 2 or 3 sentences a day is enough. For example, today I listened to an English podcast. I learned a new word, confident. I feel good. That's it, short and simple. But if you do it often, your writing and thinking will both improve. Now let's do a short imagination practice. Close your eyes for a few seconds and imagine this. You're walking through a big airport. People around you are speaking English. You feel calm and confident. You understand what they say. You ask for help at the counter. You say, "Excuse me, where is gate number 12?" The staff answers in English, and you understand easily. You smile, say thank you, and continue your journey. That's the power of listening and practice. When you hear English every day, your mind becomes familiar with it. You don't need to translate, you just understand. That's what fluency feels like: calm, natural, confident. You are already on your way there. You're doing exactly what you need to do: listening, practicing, and enjoying. Before we finish this part, I want to share one last thought. Learning English is not a race. It's a journey. There's no finish line, no perfect level. Even native speakers keep learning new words and expressions. So don't compare yourself to others. Just keep walking your own path, one step at a time. Every new word, every new sound, every new sentence brings you closer to fluency. So, my friend, be patient, be proud, and be kind to yourself. Your English is growing every day, even when you don't notice. Keep listening, keep speaking, and keep believing in yourself. Today, let's talk about real-life English, the kind of English you use every day when you meet people, go places, or handle small situations. You'll hear a few short stories and conversations. Listen carefully, feel the rhythm, and imagine the situations in your mind. Let's begin with a small story about a man named Alex. Alex just moved to a new city for his job. He felt excited, but also a little nervous. He didn't know many people yet. On his first weekend, he decided to explore the city. He went out to a small cafe near his apartment. When he entered, the smell of fresh coffee filled the air. A young woman at the counter smiled and said, "Hi there. What can I get for you today?" Alex smiled back and said, "Hi. Can I have a cappuccino, please?" "Of course," she said. "Would you like it hot or iced?" "Hot, please," he answered. "Sure thing," she said kindly. "That'll be $4. Alex gave her the money and waited near the window. He looked around. People were chatting, laughing, working on laptops. It felt warm and friendly. After a few minutes, the woman called out, "Cappuccino for Alex." He picked it up and said, "Thanks a lot." She smiled. "You're welcome. Have a great day." It was a short, simple exchange, but it made Alex feel happy. He realized that even small conversations in English could make him feel more connected and confident. That's what daily English is about: small, natural conversations. You don't need to speak for hours. You just need to be friendly and clear. Let's practice that small cafe conversation together. I'll say it slowly, and you can repeat if you like. "Hi there. What can I get for you today? Can I have a cappuccino, please? Would you like it hot or iced?" "Hot, please." "Sure thing. That'll be $4. "Thank you." "You're welcome. Have a great day." "Well done." These are the kinds of short dialogues you hear every day in cafes, stores, and restaurants. The more you practice them, the more natural they become. Now let's listen to another scene, this time at a train station. Maria was going to visit her friend in another city. When she arrived at the station, she went to the ticket counter. The clerk smiled and said, "Good morning. Where are you traveling today?" Maria said, "Hi, I'm going to Brighton, please." The clerk asked, "One way or return?" "Return, please," she said. "All right," the clerk replied. "That'll be £30. The next train leaves at 10:30 from platform 4. Maria paid and said, "Thank you so much." The clerk smiled. "You're welcome. Have a safe trip. Again, a small but natural conversation, short, polite, and clear. That's how English is used in daily life. Let's repeat that dialogue slowly. Good morning. Where are you traveling today? Hi, I'm going to Brighton, please. One way or return? Return, please. That'll be £30. The next train leaves at 10:30 from platform 4. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Have a safe trip. Excellent. Remember, listening to these kinds of natural conversations helps you build real-world listening skills. Even if you don't understand every word, focus on the meaning and tone. Now, let's talk about confidence in speaking. Sometimes, people understand English very well but feel shy to speak. Maybe they're afraid of making mistakes. Maybe they're afraid others won't understand them. But the truth is, mistakes are a sign of progress. They show that you are trying, that you are brave enough to use what you've learned. Every time you speak, you get better. Every word you say makes your English stronger. So don't wait until you feel ready. Just start speaking now, even with simple sentences. You can practice by talking to yourself, reading aloud, or repeating what you hear. The key is to use your voice. When you speak, you build confidence. Let's do a small speaking exercise. I'll say a sentence, and you can repeat it after me. Say it clearly and with confidence. I can speak English clearly. I am not afraid to make mistakes. I am learning something new every day. My English is improving with every word. I feel more confident when I speak. Very good. Every time you say something positive, your brain believes it more. That's how confidence grows, little by little. Now, let's move to another small story. This one is about travel. Ben loved to travel. He always dreamed of visiting new countries and meeting new people. But when he traveled for the first time, he felt nervous. He worried about speaking English. He thought people might not understand him. But when he arrived at the airport, he realized something amazing. People were kind. Even if his English wasn't perfect, they smiled and listened. When he asked questions slowly, people helped him. He said things like, "Excuse me, where is the gate?" or "Can you help me find my bag?" And every time, someone answered kindly. After a few days, he felt much more comfortable. He started to talk more in hotels, in shops, in cafes. He discovered that most people didn't care if his English was perfect. They just liked that he tried. By the end of his trip, Ben was speaking with confidence and joy. That's what real English learning looks like. It's not about perfect grammar. It's about courage, kindness, and communication. You don't need to sound like a native speaker. You just need to be yourself. Now, let's imagine you are traveling too. You arrive at a hotel. Here's a small hotel conversation you can practice. Good evening. Welcome to this sunny hotel. Do you have a reservation? Yes, I booked a room for 2 nights. My name is John. Thank you, Mr. John. May I see your passport, please? Sure, here you go. Thank you. Here is your key card. Your room is on the 3rd floor. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Enjoy your stay. You see how simple it is? The words are easy, the tone is polite, and the meaning is clear. These kinds of small dialogues are everywhere in hotels, restaurants, airports, and shops. The more you listen, the easier they become to understand. Now let's take a small moment to relax. Take a deep breath in and slowly breathe out. You're doing great. You're training your ears to listen and your mind to understand. You're building strong English habits. Let's end this part with a short story of kindness, because kindness is also part of communication. Once, there was a woman named Aisha. She was learning English online. One day, she joined a small English conversation group. At first, she was very shy. She worried about her accent and pronunciation. When it was her turn to speak, her voice shook a little. But the other students smiled and listened patiently. One of them said, "You speak very clearly. Don't worry about mistakes, you sound great." Aisha felt a warm feeling in her heart. From that day, she felt more confident to speak. She realized that learning English is not about being perfect, it's about connecting with people. And that's true for all of us. We learn English so we can share stories, help others, and understand the world better. Every word you learn, every sentence you speak, brings you closer to people. So be patient, be gentle with yourself, and keep listening. You are doing something wonderful. You are growing every day. Today, let's listen to some friendly conversations, the kind that happen in daily life between people who care about each other. These will help you understand natural English flow and build your listening comfort. Let's begin with a story about two friends, Emma and Jack. Emma and Jack worked in the same office. They were good friends and often talked during lunch breaks. One sunny afternoon, they sat outside near a small park. Emma said, "Jack, do you ever feel tired of work?" Jack laughed softly. "Every Monday, yes." "Why do you ask?" Emma smiled. "I don't know. I just feel a little stuck lately. I wake up, go to work, come home, and repeat. It's like nothing new ever happens." Jack nodded. "I understand. Sometimes I feel that way too. When that happens, I try to do something small but different, like walk home by another street or try a new cafe." Emma laughed. "That's your secret, huh? New coffee makes life better." Jack smiled. "Not just coffee change. Even small change helps." Emma thought for a moment and said, "Maybe I'll take a weekend trip. Just somewhere close, maybe the mountains." Jack said, "That sounds perfect. Nature always clears the mind." Emma looked up at the blue sky and said softly, "Yes, maybe that's what I need." That was a simple talk, natural, warm, and real. Did you notice how calm and friendly the rhythm was? That's how English often sounds when people share honest feelings. Let's repeat a few useful sentences from that conversation. Do you ever feel tired of work? I just feel a little stuck lately. Sometimes I feel that way too. Even small change helps. Maybe I'll take a weekend trip. Nature always clears the mind. These sentences are very natural. You can use them in your own conversations. They're not too formal, and they sound friendly. Now let's listen to another short story. This one is about two students studying together. Sarah and David were preparing for their English exam. They sat at a small table in the library, surrounded by books and notebooks. Sarah sighed. "I'm so tired of studying grammar." David smiled. "Yeah, it's not the most exciting thing in the world." Sarah looked at him and said, "How do you remember all these rules? Past perfect, conditional, articles. It's so much." David laughed. "I don't remember all of them. I just try to notice how people actually speak." Sarah raised an eyebrow. "You mean you don't study the rules?" "Not too much," David said. "I listen a lot. When I hear something many times, it sticks in my head. Then, when I speak, it just comes naturally." Sarah thought about that. Maybe I'll try that too. Listening more instead of just reading." David nodded. "Exactly. Listening is like fuel for language. It gives you energy to speak." That's true, listening is like fuel. It fills your brain with sounds, patterns, and rhythm. When you listen a lot, you start to think in English automatically. Let's practice some sentences from that story. "I'm so tired of studying grammar. How do you remember all these rules?" "I just try to notice how people actually speak." Listening is like fuel for language. Good. When you repeat these lines, say them slowly, like in a real conversation. Now let's move into something different, a story about dreams. A young man named Aaron wanted to be a writer. He loved stories and poems. But English wasn't his first language, and that made him feel unsure. He often thought, "How can I write beautifully in English when it's not my native language?" One evening, he was reading a book in a quiet cafe. The owner, an old man named Peter, noticed the book and said, "That's a great story." "Are you a writer?" Aaron smiled shyly. I'd like to be. But my English isn't perfect. Peter laughed kindly. Perfection doesn't matter. What matters is your voice, your ideas, your feelings. Aaron listened carefully. Peter continued, I've met many writers who speak perfect English but have nothing to say. You, on the other hand, have stories in your heart. That's more important. Those words stayed with Aaron. He started writing again, every evening, just a little bit. And slowly, he found his style, simple, honest, full of feeling. Years later, he published his first book, and it touched many readers. That story shows something important. Your English doesn't need to be perfect to be meaningful. What matters is your heart, your effort, and your voice. Let's repeat a few sentences together. Perfection doesn't matter. What matters is your voice. You have stories in your heart. Simple words can touch people deeply. Beautiful. Your English can be simple and still powerful. Never forget that. Now, let's imagine another everyday scene, this time at a small shop. Anna went to a store to buy some fruits. The shopkeeper smiled and said, Good morning. How can I help you today? Anna said, Hi. Do you have fresh apples? Yes, he said. We just got them this morning. Red or green? Red, please. 2 kilos. Sure, he said, putting them in a bag. Anything else? That's all, thank you. Here you go. That'll be $6. Anna paid and said, Thank you so much. The shopkeeper smiled. You're welcome. Have a nice day. This is such a common type of English, polite, simple, and real. It's not fast or complicated, but it's exactly how people speak every day. Let's repeat it slowly. Good morning. How can I help you today? Do you have fresh apples? We just got them this morning. Red or green? Red, please. 2 kilos. That's all, thank you. You're welcome. Have a nice day. Perfect. If you can understand and say dialogues like this, you can communicate anywhere in the world. Now, let's take a short pause and reflect together. Learning English is not just about understanding words. It's also about understanding people. When you listen to stories, you hear emotions, happiness, sadness, excitement, hope. These feelings help you connect with English in a deeper way. So, when you listen to me, don't just think about grammar or vocabulary. Feel the tone. Feel the emotion. Let the language move through you slowly and naturally. You are doing something beautiful right now. You're training your heart and your ears at the same time. Let's finish this part with one last story, a short and gentle one. One evening, a little girl asked her mother, Mom, how long does it take to learn something new? Her mother smiled and said, That depends, my dear. What are you trying to learn? The girl said, I want to learn to speak English like you. The mother kissed her on the head and said, Then start today and keep going a little every day. Someday, you'll realize you can do it without even thinking. The girl smiled and said, So I just have to keep going? Her mother nodded. Yes, just keep going. And that's the same for you. No matter your age, your background, or your level, you just need to keep going. One day, you'll realize that English feels natural to you. You'll listen easily, speak clearly, and understand without fear. So, my friend, keep going. Keep listening, keep speaking, keep smiling. Your English is growing every single day. Let's start with a story about 2 travelers, Maya and Tom. Maya and Tom met while traveling in Thailand. They were both exploring a small island famous for its beaches and sunsets. One afternoon, they sat in a little cafe near the sea. The waves were calm, and the air smelled like salt and fruit. Tom looked around and said, This place feels like a dream. Maya smiled. Yes, it's so peaceful here. I could stay forever. Tom laughed. Same here. You know, before coming here, I was really stressed at work. Really? Maya asked. What do you do? I'm a graphic designer, Tom said. I love my job, but it gets intense sometimes. I needed a break. Maya nodded. I understand. I'm a teacher. And sometimes I forget to rest too. Tom said softly, it's funny. We all wait until we're tired to take care of ourselves. Maya looked at the sea and said, yes. Maybe rest isn't something we earn. Maybe it's something we need. They sat quietly for a moment, watching the sun go down. Then Tom said, you speak English really well. Where did you learn? Maya smiled. Thank you. I listen a lot. Podcasts, movies, stories, that's my secret. Tom said, that's great. Listening makes a huge difference, doesn't it? Yes, Maya said. It helps you think in English, not just translate. That short conversation between Maya and Tom shows how natural English flows calm, real, full of feeling. It's not about fancy words, it's about connection and rhythm. Let's practice some of their lines together. This place feels like a dream. I could stay forever. I was really stressed at work. Sometimes I forget to rest too. Maybe rest isn't something we earn. Maybe it's something we need. Well done. When you repeat slowly like this, you train your mouth, your mind, and your memory at the same time. Now let's move to another story, this one about success and patience. A man named Daniel wanted to start his own business. He loved cooking and dreamed of opening a small restaurant. But when he finally opened it, things didn't go smoothly at first. Only a few customers came each day. He felt sad and worried. One night, he said to his wife, maybe I should stop. Maybe I'm not good enough. His wife smiled and said gently, don't give up yet. Every big thing starts small. Just keep improving a little each day. So Daniel continued. He changed the menu, tried new recipes, and made sure to greet every customer with a warm smile. Slowly, more people started coming. They loved his food and his kindness. 1 year later, his restaurant was full every evening. Daniel realized something important. Success takes time, but it always starts with belief and patience. That story reminds us that learning English is the same. It takes time, practice, and small daily effort. At first, progress feels slow. But one day, you'll realize how far you've come. Let's repeat some lines from Daniel's story. Every big thing starts small. Just keep improving a little each day. Success takes time. Patience always brings results. I believe in my progress. Excellent. Say these lines softly but with confidence. Let them become your own thoughts. Now let's listen to another friendly conversation, this time between two neighbors, Lily and Sam. One morning, Lily was watering her plants outside her house. Her neighbor Sam walked by with his dog. He smiled and said, "Good morning, Lily. Your garden looks great." Lily smiled back. "Thank you, Sam. I love gardening. It helps me relax." Sam laughed. "Relax? I think it looks like a lot of work." Lily said, "Maybe, but it's fun for me. Watching something grow makes me happy." Sam nodded. "That's a nice way to see it. I guess it's like life. We have to care for things to help them grow." Lily smiled. "Exactly. Everything good takes care and time." That was a short and gentle talk, but it's full of nice phrases you can use in daily life. Let's practice them. Good morning. Your garden looks great. Thank you. I love gardening. Watching something grow makes me happy. Everything good takes care and time. Wonderful. You're learning to listen to English in a natural and relaxed way, like friends talking. Now let's imagine another situation at a doctor's office. John wasn't feeling very well, so he went to see his doctor. When he entered the clinic, the nurse said, "Good morning. Do you have an appointment?" John said, "Yes, I do. With Dr. Kim at 10 o'clock. "Great," the nurse said. "Please take a seat. The doctor will see you soon." After a few minutes, Dr. Kim came out and said, "Hi, John, come in. How are you today?" John smiled. I've been feeling a bit tired lately. I see, the doctor said. Are you sleeping well? Not really, John answered. I've been working late and not eating very well. The doctor nodded kindly. That happens to many people. Try to rest more and eat some healthy food. Your body needs care too. John said, You're right. I'll try to take better care of myself. Good, the doctor said. Health comes first. Simple, right? Polite, natural, and full of useful daily expressions. Let's repeat them together. Do you have an appointment? Please take a seat. The doctor will see you soon. I've been feeling a bit tired lately. Try to rest more and eat healthy food. Health comes first. Very nice. These are phrases you can really use in real life. Now, let's slow down a little and talk about something important, self-belief. Sometimes, when we learn something hard, like English, we doubt ourselves. We think, maybe I'm too old or maybe I'm too slow. But those thoughts are not true. Everyone can learn. Language is for everyone, young, old, busy, shy, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you keep going, even when it feels difficult. Let me tell you a small story about belief. A woman named Hannah wanted to learn English for her dream job. But her friends told her, it's too late. You're too busy. You'll never have time. For a moment, Hannah believed them. But one day, she decided to try anyway. She listened to English every morning on her way to work. She practiced speaking aloud while cooking. She even wrote small English notes for herself around the house. After 1 year, she took an interview for her dream job in English. She was nervous, but she spoke clearly and confidently. And she got the job. Later, her friends asked, How did you do it? She smiled and said, I just didn't stop. That's the secret, she didn't stop. And you shouldn't stop either. Let's repeat a few strong lines from Hannah's story. It's never too late to learn. I just need to keep going. I believe in myself. I can do this. Wonderful. Say those sentences with a smile. They are small, but they have great power. Now, before we end this part, let's take a deep breath together. In and out. Good. Let your mind feel calm and open. You are doing something kind for yourself, learning, growing, and believing. Remember, English learning isn't about speed. It's about joy, curiosity, and connection. You're not just learning a language, you're opening doors to new people, new places, and new dreams. So, keep going, my friend. You are doing beautifully. Every time you listen, your English grows stronger, and so does your confidence. Let's take a deep breath together before we continue. In and out. Good. Let's keep going with a calm heart and an open mind. Today, I want to talk about something very important, your journey. Learning English is not just about grammar or tests or vocabulary lists. It's about connecting with people, sharing your story, and understanding the world in a new way. It's about opening a door that leads to new opportunities and new friendships. Let's start with a small story, a story about change and courage. There was once a man named Leo. He had always dreamed of moving to another country, but he was afraid because his English was not very strong. He thought, what if people laugh at me? What if I say something wrong? But deep inside, he also felt a quiet voice saying, try. Just try. So one day he did. He bought a ticket and moved to Canada. The first few weeks were hard. He couldn't understand everything people said. Sometimes he felt shy to speak. But he didn't give up. He listened every day. He talked to neighbors, shopkeepers, and co-workers. He made mistakes, but he smiled and learned from them. Months passed, and his English became smoother. One day, he realized he was no longer afraid. He could express himself easily. He felt free. That story shows something beautiful. Courage always brings change. And you, my friend, already have that courage inside you. You are doing what Leo did. You are trying. You are listening. You are learning, even when it feels hard. Now, let's repeat a few strong, kind sentences together. I am brave enough to try. Every mistake helps me grow. I can understand more each day. I am becoming confident. I am proud of myself. Good job. You see, every time you speak positive words, your mind becomes stronger. Language learning is not only about the mind, it's also about the heart. You need patience, kindness, and love for yourself. Now, let's talk about practice, the simple ways to keep your English alive every day. You don't need to study for hours. You just need to make English a small part of your life. Here are some natural ways to do that. Listen to something short every day, like this podcast or a short story. Watch a video in English, even if you don't understand everything. Read something simple, a short article, a quote, or a song lyric. Repeat what you hear, copy the sounds and rhythm. And most importantly, talk to yourself in English. Yes, talk to yourself. You can say simple things like, I'm making coffee now, or I'm going to work. You can even describe your day. It may feel funny at first, but it helps a lot. Your mouth and your brain start working together, and your English becomes more natural. Let's imagine a little scene together. You wake up in the morning. You stretch and smile. You say, "Good morning, world. I'm ready for a new day." You make some tea or coffee and say, "This smells so good." You look outside and say, "It's a beautiful day. I feel grateful." See? These small sentences make English part of your real life. You don't need a book. You just need awareness and a little daily practice. Now, let's listen to another short story, one about hope. There was a young girl named Elena who loved singing, but she was very shy. She never sang in front of people. One day, her teacher asked her to sing for the school event. Elena said, "I can't. I'll make mistakes." Her teacher smiled and said, "It's okay to make mistakes. People don't need you to be perfect. They just want to hear your heart." So Elena decided to try. When she sang, her voice shook at first, but then she felt something change. Her fear became energy. Her nervous heart became strong. When she finished, everyone clapped and smiled. She felt so happy. After that day, she always remembered her teacher's words, "People don't need perfection. They need your heart." And that's the same with English. When you speak, don't worry about being perfect. Just share your heart. People will feel your honesty and effort. Let's repeat these lines slowly. People don't need perfection. They need your heart. It's okay to make mistakes. I will keep speaking with courage. Perfect. Your English is more than words. It's your voice, your story, your spirit. Now, let's take a little quiet moment. If you can, close your eyes for a few seconds and just breathe. Listen to your own breath. You've been learning, listening, imagining, and feeling. You've been patient and kind with yourself. That's something to be proud of. When you open your eyes, know this. You are not at the end of your English journey. You are in the middle of it, walking steadily forward. And that's a beautiful place to be. Let's do one last listening and speaking practice together, a calm and positive reflection. Repeat after me slowly and with feeling. I am learning something new every day. I listen carefully and understand more each time. I speak with confidence and calm. I enjoy learning English. I am proud of my journey. I will keep going. I can reach my goals. I believe in myself. Very, very good. You sound wonderful. Before we finish, let me tell you one last short story about a tree. A man once planted a small seed in his garden. Every day, he watered it and waited. But for many days, nothing happened. He started to think, maybe this seed is dead. Still, he kept watering it. One morning, he saw a tiny green leaf coming out of the ground. He smiled and said, finally, that small plant grew slowly, little by little every day. It faced sun, wind, and rain. But it didn't stop. Years later, it became a tall, strong tree. Birds sat on its branches, and people rested in its shade. Your English learning is just like that tree. You planted a seed when you started listening. Every time you practice, you water that seed. Even when you don't see big changes, something beautiful is growing inside you. And one day, your English will stand tall and strong, just like that tree. So don't stop watering it. Don't stop listening. Don't stop believing. Because English is not just a language, it's a bridge. It connects you to the world, to people, and to yourself. And remember, you're not alone. I'm here with you, and so are millions of other learners around the world, all trying, listening, and growing, just like you. So, my dear friend, as we reach the end of this long practice, let's say it one last time, together. I can do this. I am learning every day. I am proud of myself. And I will keep going. Thank you for spending this time with me. You've done something special today. You've taken care of your dream. Keep listening, keep speaking, keep smiling, and keep believing in yourself. I'll see you again soon for another calm, happy English talk. Take care, my friend, and never forget how far you've already come. Goodbye for now, and happy learning.